Another kind of sad moment of the weekend. The U.S. giving up 10-6 lead to lose the Ryder Cup this weekend.
Yeah, that was miserable.
You saw any of that? But that was.
I saw us choke on Sunday. That's why I got to see a lot of that, which was just miserable.
I mean, it's as big a collapse as the comeback that the Americans had the last time around. Where they came back from a 10-6 deficit, but it's just kind of heartbreaking, especially when the crowd was really into it. I read that they had chants of USA going on 3 to 4 hours before anybody even teed off. The people were there chanting and screaming and yelling, so kind of a big deal in the world of sports. It's actually the third most watched sporting event in the world, believe it or not, behind the Olympics
and the World Cup. Yeah, I figured the World Cup was either 1 or 2. That's for sure.
It is actually the third most watched sporting event around the world. So it's definitely worth a mention.
The Europeans were down 10-6, man. Actually, coming back from down that score, they matched the largest deficit overcome in the Ryder Cup on the final day. At one point, they actually trailed by 7 points, and then they fought all the way back and took the win.
Well, they actually won, I think it was 12 of the matches went down to the final hole, and the Americans only won 1 of those matches. And also, the thing that really hurt the Americans was their 2 anchors in Stricker and Woods, Tiger, both went 0 for the weekend.
Yeah,
not even for the day. They
didn't
went
win a single match.
Weekend. That's terrible. You can't do that.
A shout out to our anonymous 7712, pointing out the fact how angry he is about the Giants losing, and on top of that, the Americans blowing the Ryder Cup opportunity. This is a situation where, if you don't pay attention to it too much, it's not really that big of a deal to you, other than the whole America versus USA feel. But when it really comes down to it, this is a big deal, as Eric pointed out. One of the top 3 most watched sporting events in the world. And this was a situation where the Americans were trying to take the cup back, considering they lost it the last time to Europe in Europe. The U.S. hasn't lost in America, I think, in 4 or 5 years. This is actually the first time that they weren't able to win in the States. They played up by Chicago. As Eric pointed out, Woods and Stricker, the 2 quote-unquote anchors of the USA team, didn't win a single match all weekend. 6 of the 12 matches went to the 18th hole on Sunday, and America only won 1 of those holes, as Eric pointed out as well. The final, it was 10-6 going into the final day. Europeans won 14.5 to 13.5. It was, if you were watching this hurt. This was a situation that hurt. Like, put it that way. I mean, this was the USA was expected to win this. They go into the final day with the lead, and instead, they choke.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the best word I got for it, is that they choked. I mean, really, and I wish I had a better phrase for it, a better line, but that's the bottom line. They choked. And once again, Tiger Woods can't make putts to win things. I believe on the 18th hole, he missed a 6-foot birdie that would have possibly gave the US a tie, and they would have went into a playoff. Instead, he misses. And I can't remember the player from Europe, but he makes his putt, which was from pretty much the same exact distance. And that gave the Europeans that extra half point and locked up the win for them for good. And I don't know, man. I don't want to make this a conversation about Tiger Woods, because the whole idea of the Ryder Cup is a team event. This is not just about one golfer.
No, the whole team choked. It wasn't just on Tiger. Now, granted, he didn't win a match all weekend, didn't help the cause, but it comes down to the entire team blew it. Nobody played well. They got their butts kicked yesterday. They really did. On their own home soil. That's the bottom line.
Their own home soil, right outside of Chicago. They had the weather in their favor. Not really, but I don't know, man. This was a situation where I was very shocked. I was actually excited on Saturday night when I saw that they were up 10-6 going into the final day. I was like, maybe they'll do this. Maybe they'll take back the cup. And I mean, let's be serious. I don't take golf that seriously when it comes down to watching. I really don't. I don't lose sleep over it. I don't think much about it outside of maybe doing this show. But this was a big deal. I mean, I always get into the whole USA versus other countries thing. I've always been big with that. I've always felt like, you know, everybody sort of wants to beat us at every sport anyway, so it's always fun when we're able to go out there and beat others at sports. And golf is a game that, quote, according to most people, we have more of the best players in the world of golf than other countries do. Yet, we choked. Plain and simple. I like what MTR Graphics puts in our chat room that the Tiger was like A-Rod, just choked, a choker. I think that's a funny little comparison. I would put more Tiger like a field goal kicker. Like that. That would be me, in my opinion. I always compare field goal kickers and golfers. But I don't know, man. I feel like this one puts a bad taste in your mouth. Even if you weren't that into it, this one puts a bad taste in your life.
It's a bad loss. Maybe this is the loss that Tiger really needed to say, listen, what the heck am I doing? How did I go from the talks of one of the greatest golfers ever to now I can't win one match on a weekend? Maybe this is the spark that he needs. I don't know. I'd like to see Tiger come back. Because when Tiger's great, golf to me is better. This is a good Ryder Cup, but it was just sad for the Americans. That's all.
Pretty much.
It was great for the Europeans. It wasn't so great for the Americans come Sunday.
Congratulations to the Europeans. They won the Ryder Cup. I mean, and like I said, it's one of those things that it actually does sort of put a bad taste in your mouth based on especially what shoes you're wearing. And if you take golf seriously or you're a true follower of the game, then this was a really hard situation for you to deal with. And I'm sorry that you had to. But
also, too, I just want to point out what Anonymous 7712 said, that they can't seem to recover since that incident with his wife, and it's time to retire. It's not time to retire. Golfers can golf, well into their old age. He can find a way to get something back, win some tournaments. His career isn't over. His career as a dominant golfer may be over, but his career in general, I don't think it's time to retire just yet. The guy isn't even 40 yet.
Well, and a lot of you don't realize this because of the fact he didn't win any majors this year, but he actually had the best year out of any golfer. And
shy of maybe Rory. Shy of maybe McIlroy.
Well, from wins, not wins. From what he made this year from golfing, he made more money than anybody else in golf this year.
Yeah,
and that is the definition of who had the best year golfing, because that means he finished in the top. He won higher,
3 tournaments, which was a big help.
Yeah, and then
Rory also won 3 tournaments as well. That's why I was saying Rory's tournaments did tend to be bigger tournaments than the ones that Tiger won. So that's why I was saying maybe you can make a case. Now, as far as money to money goes, you're right. Tiger made the most money in golf this year. But I think as far as wins goes, it was probably Rory who had the better year overall.
Well, and I
in my opinion.
And I think so. I mean, me personally, I love this Rory McIlroy kid. I think he's hysterical. The fact that he's like, the way he jokes around with the reporters about when they try to, talk about drama between Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods. I love the nonchalant sarcasm that he carries. The fact that he's just so like, look, I don't intimidate Tiger Woods, and the fact that you people want to think I do just makes you crazy, and he has fun with it. I love that because you know what? It's golf. Tiger Woods said it the best a couple weeks ago. Rory McIlroy is no Ray Lewis. I do not have some guy trying to come knock my head off my shoulders when I'm getting ready to tee off. There's no guy in the fairway trying to intercept my golf ball and throw it back at me. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I go out there and I hit a ball. So what's there to be intimidated by other than my own mental mistakes and success? That's it.
Yeah.
This guy playing over here has nothing to do with how I'm going to play. And I just think the interaction between the two of them is great. I think it's great for golf. And I think the fact that you can look at those two guys and say, you are arguably 1A, 1B right now from what people have seen this past year, well, that just means for the next couple of years, at least until Rory starts coming into his prime while Tiger starts hitting his decline, you're going to have a couple of years where it's going to be a lot of fun watching these two guys go at each other. And I'm telling you, golf is hoping for an 18-hole playoff on a Monday after a huge major tournament for the two of them to go against each other. That'd be perfect. You know what kind of ratings that would pull for the PGA?
RD puts in the chat room, MTR, puts in the chat room that, he's still the man to beat day in, day out. But can he handle a major win? Can he handle the pressure on the big stage? I think Tiger can handle the pressure on the big stage. He's been there before. He knows what it's about. He's done it 15 times already. He can play on the big stage. I don't know why he's collapsing the way it is. If it's that the rest of the field's caught up to him talent-wise, maybe it's the intimidation factor. Because granted, some of these young kids that are coming up now, like Rory, like Bubba Watson, and some of these other guys, they're coming up, and they didn't come up fearing Tiger. They grew up watching Tiger. And now they're getting a chance to play alongside him. It's more exciting to play alongside him than it is fearful. Where golfers years ago, when Tiger was coming up, Tiger, was the young kid, and everybody said, "Oh, we got to watch out for this kid. We got to watch out for him. We got to, what's Tiger doing? What's Tiger doing?" These kids that are coming up now aren't necessarily saying, "Oh, what's Tiger doing? What's Tiger doing?" They're saying, "Oh man, great! I get to play alongside him. Oh, great! I'm matched up with him for day 2." It's things like that. I think it's that maybe that intimidation factor that he has against other golfers isn't there anymore. But can he play on the big stage? I think he can, because he's done it 15 times already.
And I think that right there is the biggest difference you're seeing, is that on Sunday when he comes out in the red and black, other golfers aren't like, "Oh my God, it's Tiger in the red and black." Now it's like, I got to go play golf. People don't. That's what he lost. I equate
it almost to, if you've ever played Tiger Woods golf on any type of system,
yes.
Video games. I don't play many video games at all, but I played Tiger Woods. And Tiger Woods, there is a notable difference when you play with regular Tiger as opposed to Sunday Red Tiger. There is. There's actually a different mode in the game where there's 2 different Tiger Woods. There's a Tiger Woods where he is normal on any other, Friday, Thursday through Saturday. And then they have, Sunday Red for Tiger. And that's a completely different Tiger. And all his stats are increased and everything. I don't think that that's the case anymore. I don't think that the Sunday Red means as much as it used to mean years ago. That used to be a closer. When he came in wearing a Sunday Red and he had a lead, it was over.
Yeah.
You might as well. Everybody else is in the rearview mirror. Yeah. You might as well stamp his name on the
There's
trophy.
really no reason for you guys to show up to the course.
Nowadays, that's not the case, and the Red doesn't have that same effect.